अच्छा, so सबसे पहले let's just talk about the contents that we have covered so far. So I've shared my screen. You would be able to see that in some time. Okay, all right. So this is basically the syllabus that we are following, and we are done with numbers. We are done with set language annotation. We are done with squares, square roots, cubes, and cube roots. We are done with the fourth chapter, that is directed numbers. And today we are going to talk about the fifth chapter, that is vulgar and decimal fractions and percentages. Okay? The pattern was basically this, that we were discussing the contents and then past paper questions. Today, again, once we are done with the discussion, because it's basic, we will be looking at some of the past paper questions that are coming from the fifth chapter. And other than the fifth chapter, we will be talking about a few more past papers from the previous chapters, okay? Because past papers is basically the main thing. All right, so I am going to share the PDF now. Yes, okay. Kabir, can you please confirm if you can see the PDF?
Yes, ma'am, I can see it.
Okay, all right, thank you. Okay, so this is basically the fifth chapter. Here, the idea is very simple. Now in maths, we have multiple ways of representing a number. Okay? For example, if I have a fraction 1 by 2, I can write it as a fraction. I can write it as a decimal, and I can write it as a percentage. Okay? I have three ways of writing down a number. And in past paper questions, you will clearly see that the question would be very, very direct. Okay, the examiner would be giving you a table, and he would be giving you a fraction, and he would want that aap usko you convert it into a decimal or a percentage and so on. Okay, so let's just see, this is just a table where you can see that 1 by 2 is basically 0.5 as a decimal, and it's 50% as a percentage. Then 1 by 3 is 0.3. Now a dot on 3, this dot basically means that it is 0.333333333. Okay, we call it recurring decimal. So whenever you will see a dot, it means that number is being repeated. Okay, obviously you cannot write that number again and again, so we just write down a dot. In short, 1 by 3 is basically 0.33333333333, and in percentage it is 33.3%. How to convert that? I'll come to that. For now, we're just having a quick overview about the contents that we will be discussing. Okay, for example, we have a fraction, it's 1 by 4. The decimal version of this fraction is 0.25. Now mathematically or numerically, 1 by 4 is equal to 0.5. It's just two different ways of writing down the same number. Okay, 0.25 can be written as a percentage, and that would be 25%. Okay, so it's very simple. You are just supposed to convert a fraction to decimal, a decimal to percentage. How? I'll come to that, but the idea is clear. Okay, all right, let's talk about it then. Okay, so the very first discussion is about converting a fraction into decimal. Okay, for this you're just supposed to do the long division. It's simple. For example, if you have a fraction 3 by 8 and the examiner wants you to convert the fraction to decimal, how do we do that? This is the numerator and this is the denominator. Okay, it's 3 by 8. So 3 would be the dividend and 8 would be the divisor. Now I know that I cannot do 3 divided by 8, so I need a 0. For that, I will be putting a decimal here. Okay, this decimal would basically let me take 0 over here. Okay, it's simple. The question is how to convert 3 by 8 into a decimal number. So I'll write down 3 as the dividend, 8 as the divisor. I'll write down the decimal. And because of that decimal, I would be able to take a 0 here. Now I have 30 and 8. So 8 multiplied by 3 is 24. So I have 3 here. 24 here. I'll find the difference. The difference would be of 6. Again, 6 is less than 8. So I will be taking another 0 because of this decimal. Now it's 60. Now I know 8 multiplied by 7 is 56. So this is 7. The difference is of 4. Again, 4 is less than 8. So I need that 0. It would be 40. And 8 multiplied by 5 would give me 40. So in short, 3 by 8 can basically be written as 0.375. So this is how we convert a fraction into a decimal number. Okay, it's simple. You are just supposed to do it by the long division method. Okay, we will be talking about multiple examples, a few past paper questions, so it would get clear. Okay, let's talk about another example right here. So I will be erasing all of this and let's make another example of our own. So I am going to erase this first. All right, let's take a fraction of our own. Let's take 2 divided by 5. Okay, so 2 by 5 is my fraction and I need to convert it to a decimal number. So 2 would come here as the dividend, 5 would come here as the divisor. 2 is less than 5, so I will be taking decimal in the quotient. And because of that, I can add a 0 here. So 5 multiplied by 4 is 20. So this would give you 0. This means that 2 by 5 is basically equal to 0.4. Very good, Umayza. Okay. Excellent. Now a quick practice for you guys. I will be writing down a question and you need to do that. And then let's see if we are sorted with it or not. So let me write down the question quickly. Okay. Here is your question. I'm writing it in red. The fraction is 5 by 8 and you need to convert it to decimal number. Okay. So please try doing it. I'll give you 2 minutes. Just tell me your answers. Even if your answers are wrong, I don't mind. I just want you to practice. All right, let's see. I have 3 answers. Very well done. Excellent. Taha, very good. Urva and Umaiza, excellent. Okay, Kabir, please try doing it. And students, please make sure that you're not using your calculators for this one because it would come in paper 1 and in paper 1, the calculators are not allowed. Okay, so we need to do it on our own without the calculator. Please try doing it quickly. I'm waiting. You can take another minute and then I will talk about the next thing. We have Kabir, Nosharwan, and yeah, the other students were able to do it. Please try doing it. And if you're not able to do it, it's completely fine. Just try doing it, okay? We need to discuss that already, so you just need to try it. All right, okay, let's try doing it together then. So this is the question. It's 5 divided by 8. So very good, Kabir. 1 second. Let's try doing it, okay? It's 5. And then we have an 8 here. I know that 5 is less than 8, so I need a decimal there. It would become 50. Now 8 multiplied by 6 is 48. Okay. The difference would be of 2. 48 and 50, the difference is of 2. Very good, Nosharwan. Excellent. Next, again, 2 is less than 8, so I will be taking a 0 here. Now I will be multiplying 8 by 2 and it would give me 16. The difference is of 4. Again, I will take a 0 and 8 multiplied by 5 gives me 40. So this means that 5 by 8 is basically equal to 0.625. Okay, well done all of you. So it's going to be 0.625. Okay, so now we know in order to convert a fraction to a decimal, we need to apply the long division method. We are sorted with this. Okay. Acha. Now let's just see how to convert a fraction to percentage. हमें समझ में आ गया है कि एक fraction को decimal में convert करने के लिए we need to do it by the long division method. And in order to convert the fraction to percentage, what do we do? जो भी fraction आपके पास है, you're just supposed to multiply it by 100%. ठीक है? Multiply the fraction by 100% to convert it to percent. For example, let's say that the fraction is 2 by 5. Okay, if the fraction is 2 by 5, in order to convert it to percentage, I'll be multiplying it by 100. Now I know 5 1 times is 5 and 5 20 times is 100. So 2 multiplied by 20 would give me 40%. Similarly, 3 divided by 7 is the fraction, and I'm interested in converting this fraction into percentage. So I need to multiply it by 100%. I cannot cancel anything. I have 300 divided by 7. Now, in order to just find the proper answer, I write down 300 and 7 here. So I can use 4. 7 multiplied by 4 is 28. The difference would be of 2. Then I can take the 0 and 7 multiplied by 2 is 14. And then the difference would be of 6. And so on. I will just complete the long division and it would give me 42.86. Okay. So this is how we convert any fraction to percentages. Let me write down another example here. I'll be raising this. It has some issue. Let me write down another example here and then I'll give you one question to do. All right, so let's talk about another one. All right, so okay, let's say it is 3 divided by 5. Okay, now 3 by 5 is the fraction. In order to convert it to percentage, I need to multiply it by 100%. Now 5 is 1 times 5 and it is 20 times 5 to 20 is 100. So it would give me 3 multiplied by 20 is 60%. Okay. Similarly, if 9 by 2 is your fraction and you are interested in converting it to percentage, you need to multiply it by 100%. So again, 2 multiplied by 1 is 2 and 2 multiplied by 50 is 100. So 9 into 5 is 45 and then we had this 0, so 450%. Okay, now some of you might think that percentages can't be more than 100. That is not true. You can certainly have percentage more than 100, right? It is possible. And obviously, after a month or so, when we will be talking about profit and loss, there you will clearly see that a percentage can certainly be more than 100. Okay. All right. So that is it. Now I will give you a question to practice, and then we are going to talk about another thing. So first one is 1 by 4. Second one is 3 by 8. And the third one is 5 by 2. Okay, please convert these 3 fractions to percentage and write down your answers. I would want all of you to participate here because it's important and it's obviously important for you guys. Just try doing it. I would not mind wrong answers. Okay, the question is about converting these fractions to percentages, okay? Percentages. Yes, very good, Urva and Kabir, but Kabir, please convert it to percentage, okay? You have just written the decimal version of it, just convert it to percentage.
Teacher, I think I sent it to everybody accidentally.
It's okay, it's okay, no problem. 25%, very good. Then it's 30, very well done. And okay, all right. Very good, Taha, it's good. Acha, okay. Very good, Umais, Urva. Your answers are also correct. All right, okay. This is Umaiza basically. Acha. Anyways, let's try doing them together just so all the doubts are clear, because some of the students are not participating. It's fine, but it's good that you participate, okay? So 1/4 is the fraction. We know in order to convert a fraction to a percentage, it's the world's easiest thing. It's not difficult. Just write down the fraction. Just multiply it by 100%. It's easy. Now you need to cancel out things. So 4 into 1 is 4 and 4 multiplied by 25 is 100. Okay, so it would be 25%. It's there. Then 3/8 is the next fraction. In order to convert it to percentage, I need to multiply it by 100%. Now I need to cancel out things. So 2 multiplied by 4 is 8, or I can also cancel it by 4. Okay, 1 second, it's 8. Okay, so it would be 2, and then 100 divided by 4 is 25. So 3 multiplied by 25 is 75 divided by 2%. You just need to do 75 divided by 2 and you would get the answer. You can do it by long division and it would give you 37.5%. The last one is 5 by 2. You need to multiply it by 100%. It's 1 times and it's 50 times. So it would give you 250%. Okay, so it's simple. Now we know in order to convert a fraction to percentage, you need to multiply it by 100. Okay, it's easy now. 25, it is very good, Nosharwan, and very good, Urva. Okay, all right. Acha. Okay, all right. Okay, ठीक है. 1 second. Okay, and again, this is a table. Acha. Now we know in order to convert a fraction to decimal, we need to do the long division method. In order to convert a fraction to percentage, we need to multiply it by 100%. And in order to convert a decimal to percentage, what do we do? Let's discuss that here. Okay, let's discuss that here. That's very, very easy. The steps are exactly the same. Decimal to percentage. For example, you have 0.5. In order to convert 0.5 to percentage, just multiply it by 100%. Okay. Now we know 0.5 multiplied by 100 is going to give you 50%, right? We have 2 zeros here. So this decimal would move 1 and another decimal place. So this would give you 50. It's easy. Please pay attention. It would get clear in 1 minute. Okay. Let's say you have 0.333 as decimal number. You need to convert it to percentage, multiply it by 100%. 0.333 multiplied by 100 is, we have two zeros. So this decimal would move 2 units to the right. So it would become 33.3%. Third example is, for example, you have 0.75 multiplied by 100%. So we have two zeros. Obviously, it's 100%. Every time you would be having two zeros. So all you need to do is just move this decimal 2 units to the right. Okay, 1 unit and another unit. So it would become 75%. Okay, let's do last example and then you would be doing it. Let's say we have 0.625 as decimal and you want to convert this decimal number to percentage. Multiply it by 100%, just like we do for fractions. Again, this decimal would move 2 units to the right and it would become 62.5%. So this is how we convert any decimal or fraction to percentage. Okay, in order to find percentage, just multiply that thing by 100%. It could be a fraction, it could be a decimal, just multiply it by 100%. That is it. Okay, now I'll write down 3 questions for your practice. Please do them right now. Part A is 0.525. Part B is 0.666 and part C is 0.78. Please quickly convert these decimal numbers to percentages. It's easy. I'm telling you one last time, in order to convert any fraction or any decimal to percentage, just multiply it by 100%. That is it. Very good, Urva. That's correct. Very good. Excellent. Yes, and what about the third part? Please, all the students, Nosharwan, Kabir, Taha, Umaiza, try doing this one. It's very, very easy. Urva is already done. It's very easy. Just convert these decimal numbers to percentages. All right. Very well done, Nosharwan. That's correct. Very good, Taha. Excellent. Good, Umaiza. Very good. And what about you, Kabir? Please try converting these decimal numbers to percentages. All right. Okay. Okay. It's amazing. Okay. So now we know. Very good. Acha, now we know how to convert a decimal and a fraction to percentage. We know how to convert a fraction to decimal. We are just left with one last thing, that how do we convert a decimal number to fraction? Okay. So this is where we are going to discuss it. Let me just, make it easy for you. I will be erasing a few steps. Just think about it this way. All right. Now imagine you have a decimal number. Let's say 0.25. Very good, Kabir. Acha, imagine you have 0.25 and you are interested in converting it to a fraction. Okay, so what we're gonna do is 0.25 would be multiplied by a fraction, that is 100 by 100. Now in maths, we need to balance everything. Okay? I cannot multiply anything of my choice with any number. That is mathematically incorrect until and unless I am balancing that. So if I am multiplying a number by 100, I need to make sure that I divide it by 100 as well. Only then it would be balanced. Now 0.25 multiplied by 100 is what? This decimal would move 2 decimal places to the right. So it would become 25 divided by 100. And the last thing is I am just supposed to simplify it. So 25 multiplied by 1 is 25 and 25 multiplied by 4 is 100. So it's 1 by 4. So it's simple. Just pay attention. Whatever number you have, okay? Whatever number you have as decimal, Now you're interested in converting it to fraction. How do we do it? Let me just erase all of this and then I will tell you. All right, okay. Now we have a simple number, simple decimal number, let's say the one we have just discussed, 0.25, okay? We have two decimal places. Whenever you will have two decimal places, we are going to have one fixed method just to 0.25 equals to, now we have two decimal places, so I'll be writing down that number. It is 25 divided by 100. Just give me 1 second. This something is wrong with my pen. I'll be sharing my screen again. I'll rather share the whiteboard. Okay. All right. So I've shared my whiteboard and we are done with everything. We just need to discuss one last thing. And that last thing is how to convert a decimal into a fraction. Okay. So if your decimal number is 0.25, you just need to write it down this way, 25 divided by 100, and then just do cancellation. So it's one times and then it's 4 times, okay? For example, if we talk about another one, let's say it's 0.4, okay? Now I just have one number after decimal, so I'll do 4 divided by 10, and I just need to simplify it. So it's 2 times and it's 5 times. So 0.4 is 2 by 5. For example, it's 0.65. So I can write it as 65 divided by, I have two numbers after the decimal. So it's 100. And then I'm just supposed to cancel it out. So 65 divided by 5 is, you can just do it, it's 13. And 100 divided by 5 is basically 20. So 13 by 20 is going to be a fraction, okay? Let's talk about a few more questions quickly. Let's say that the next one is 0.85. So I can write it as 85 divided by 100. Again, I can divide it by 5. 85 divided by 5 is 17. And then this is 20. So it would be 17 by 20. Okay. Let's say the next one is 0.3. So I can write it as 3 divided by 10. And this is just 3 by 10, okay? And the last one is 0.15. So I have two decimal places. I can write it as 15 divided by 100. So 5 into 3 is 15 and it's 20. So it would be 3 by 20. So it's simple. We are done with all the cases. The last case was basically converting a decimal into a fraction. And now you know, you just need to count down the number of decimal places you have. Decimal places are basically the digits after the decimal. Okay. सबसे पहले वाले में we had 0.25 and 0.25 can basically be written as 25 divided by 100 and then I just cancel it out. Okay. 0.4, one digit after the decimal, so I have divided by 10. 0.65, two digits after the decimal, so I have divided by 100. 0.85, again two digits, so I have divided by 100. 0.3, one digit, 10. 0.15, so I have divided by 100. Okay. Now please tell me if you have any confusions, any queries, anything that is not clear, just so we can talk about the past paper questions quickly. Are we clear with this? Yes, Kabir?
Yes, clear.
Okay, all right.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Omaiza, Urva, and Oshavan, please confirm if you have understood this or not.
Ma'am, ये जो factor, sorry, the numerator and the denominator should be the factors of the same number.
Cancellation के लिए?
Yes.
Yes. जिस तरह for example, मेरे पास, let's talk about 25 by 100, ठीक है? तो I need to think about it this way, कैसा कौन सा number है जिसको जो 25 और 100 दोनों का बेसिकली फैक्टर है, ठीक है, तो दैट वाज 5, ठीक है. देन 0.4 में आई हैड 4/10, तो दैट फैक्टर वाज 2. फिर 0.65 में आई हैड 65 and 100, दैट फैक्टर वाज 5. 0.85 में आई हैव 85 and 100, दैट फैक्टर इज 5. 3 and 10 में नो फैक्टर. 15 and 100 में अगेन दैट फैक्टर वाज 5, ठीक है. You're right. Acha, all right. So I assume that this part is clear. Let's talk about the past paper questions then. I am going to share that PDF. All right. So I've shared my screen again. Can anyone please confirm if my screen is visible or not?
It is, ma'am.
Okay. All right. Now this is the very first question of 2016 May June exam, ठीक है, and it's basically the fourth question of the exam जो कि हमारे topic से related है. It's very clear, it's very obvious. You have a table where you have fractions, decimals and percentages. सबसे पहले you need to convert this fraction to decimal. How do we do that? By doing it this way, ठीक है. Let me do it a bit more neatly. So it is 3 and it's 20. I will be taking a decimal because 3 is less than 20. It would become 30. Now it's 1 times. It's 20. The difference would be of 10. 10 is not enough. I need another 0. So 20 multiplied by 5 is 100. So this would become 0. So this is 0.15. Now I need to convert this decimal number to percentage. Very good, Umaisa. I need to convert this decimal number to percentage. So 0.15 would become 0.15 multiplied by 100%. So it would be 15%. Okay, that's good. Acha, we did not discuss the last part. The last part is converting a percentage to a fraction or decimal. It's very, very easy. Okay, I'll tell you. I can write down 62.5% like this. Okay. If you have a number and if it is coming as a percentage, so you can write it down this way. 62.5% can be written as 62.5 divided by 100. Okay. Now I have a number and I am dividing it by 100. So the decimal is going to move 1 and 2 units to the left. So as decimal, it would be 0.625. I'll repeat. For example, if I have 50%, 50% can be written as 50%. Okay, percent is basically dividing a number by 100. So 50% would mean 50, then divide by 100. Okay. And I know that if I have 100 in the denominator, I can write it down this way. Abhi decimal idhar hai. I will be moving it 2 units to the left. So 1 unit and another unit. So it would become 0.5. जब हम किसी number को 100 से multiply करते हैं, so we are moving the decimal 2 units to the right. And when we are dividing a number by 100, so we are moving the decimal 2 units to the left. ठीक है? तो 62.5% का जो ये decimal है, इसको मैं 2 units to the left move करूंगी and it would become 0.625. Okay. Now I know the decimal version of a number is 0.625. In order to find the fraction version of it, I will tell you how to do it. So 0.625 ko I can write it as 625 divided by 1000. ठीक है, I've just told you. हमारे पास ये decimal है. Decimal के बाद 3 number है. I can divide it by 1000 and then the factor is 5. ठीक है? You can do it by long division. Just check what is 625 divided by 5. It would be 125 and then 1000 divided by 5. It is 200. ठीक है? Again, I can divide it by 5. 125 divided by 5 is 25. And 200 divided by 5. You need to do it by long division. ठीक है? I don't expect कि आपसे फौरन हो जाएगा. It's 40. And again by 5, it's 5 and it's 8. So it would be 5/8. I'll repeat. Do not worry, I will repeat. ठीक है? The last part was basically this कि हमारे पास एक percentage थी and we had to convert this percentage to decimal. तो किसी भी number को किसी भी percentage को decimal में convert करने के लिए just move the decimal 2 units to the left. ठीक है? तो 62.5 became 0.625. And once you have the decimal version of a number, you know how to convert it to a fraction. Simple. 0.625 may I have 3 decimal places, so I can write it down as 625 divided by 1000, and then I was just supposed to cancel it out. ठीक है? 25 भी एक फैक्टर जो कि दोनों नंबर्स में आता है, बट आई जस्ट वांटेड टू स्टार्ट ऑफ विद 5. ठीक है, मैंने 5 से किया और बार बार मैंने 5 से किया, तो आई गॉट 5/8. ठीक है, सो 5/8 इज गोइंग टू बी द आंसर. Yes, very good, Umayza. Well done. What about the other students? Please confirm if you have understood this or not.
Understood.
Okay, all right. ठीक है. Acha, I think we are clear with this one. Okay. Before talking about the 5th question, this is related to the chapter we discussed yesterday. I would like to talk about, one second, this one, okay? The second part of this question, because it is also related to this chapter. Arrange the following in order starting with the smallest. अब आपके पास यहाँ पे percentage में number लिखा हुआ है, decimal में लिखा हुआ है, and fraction में लिखा हुआ है, ठीक है? We just want कि सारे numbers decimal में लिखे हुए हो, just so we are able to understand. Now 74% as a decimal would be 74%. एंड जब मैं किसी नंबर को 100 से डिवाइड करूंगी तो डेसिमल अभी यहाँ पर है, इट वुड मूव 1-2 यूनिट्स टू द लेफ्ट. तो दिस इज 0.74, दिस इज -0.7. यहाँ पे मेरे पास 0.7 के ऊपर एक डॉट है, सो आई कैन राइट इट एज 0.7777 एंड सो ऑन. एंड -3/4. ठीक है, -3/4 को मैं डेसिमल में कन्वर्ट करना है, सो इट वुड बी माइनस, एंड मैं कर लेती हूँ 3 and 4, ऊपर डेसिमल आएगा 30, तो यहाँ पे मेरे पास 7 आ जाएगा, 28 एंड देन 2 आ जाएगा, अगेन 0 एंड देन 5, 0.75. ठीक है? ओके, नाउ द स्मॉलेस्ट नंबर इज -3/4. Because it is -0.75, I need to write down this number, not this one. Then it's -0.7. Then it is 74%, and then it is 0.7 with a dot on it. Okay, so this is going to be the sequence.
Understood.
All right, okay. Let me quickly see. 0. Okay, yes. Now, Umayza, I hope you're clear with this. You need to make sure that the final answer has to be the way the examiner is giving you, okay? So it would be -3/4, -0.7, 74%, 0.7. Okay. What about the other students other than Taha and Moiz, Kabir, Umayza, and Urva? Is it okay?
Yes, ma'am. I've understood.
Yes,
All right.
ma'am.
Okay, all right, it's straight. Acha, we are done with this chapter. The remaining questions were basically from the other chapters that we have already covered. ठीक है, we can try doing them tomorrow and this as well. All right, one second. Okay, one second. The other students can leave. One student has a concern. But how is the smallest to biggest? Acha, okay. Smallest to biggest means that you need to write down the smallest number and then the biggest number. Okay. You should know that if you have a negative number, this is a number line. This is 0. This is 1, 2, 3. It's -1, it's -2, it's -3. Okay. If I compare 1 and -1, obviously, if a number is coming to the left side of a number, then it would be less than it. ठीक है, -1 1 से छोटा है, -2 2 से छोटा है, -3 is the smallest number which we can see. ठीक है, -2 is greater than -3 and -1 is greater than -2. ठीक है, नेगेटिव नंबर्स में इट्स अदर वे अराउंड. नंबर लाइन पे दिस इज योर नंबर लाइन. नंबर लाइन पे जो भी नंबर जितना नेगेटिव जगह पे लिखा होता है, जितना लेफ्ट जगह पे लिखा होता है, उतना ही वो नंबर छोटा होता है. -100 would be less than -3, -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, 3 and so on. ठीक है, तो जो नंबर जितना बड़ा होगा और उसका अगर नेगेटिव साइन होगा वो उतना ही बेसिकली छोटा होगा. ठीक है, तो यहाँ पे हमारे पास -0.5 है, -0.75 है एंड -0.7 है. तो the greatest number with negative sign is 0.75. So 0.75 is basically it's coming with a negative sign. So it is the smallest number out of these four. Then we have -0.7, then it is the second smallest, then 0.74 and then 0.777. Yes, okay. All right. So this is basically the concept. Okay, now you're clear with it. All right. So this is basically the idea about this chapter. You would only be asked to convert a decimal to percentage, a percentage to fraction, stuff like that. I'll quickly sum up and then that is it. Okay. So if you have a fraction and if you want to convert a fraction to decimal, just do that by long division. A decimal to fraction by dividing that. Let's say if you have 0.15, तो 0.15 को फ्रैक्शन बनाने के लिए I'll write down 15 divide by 100 and मैं फिर कैंसिलेशन करूंगी. ठीक है, तो फ्रैक्शन टू डेसिमल और डेसिमल टू फ्रैक्शन समझ में आ गया. नाउ फ्रैक्शन एंड डेसिमल टू परसेंटेज का सेम तरीका है कि I need to multiply the fraction and the decimal number by 100%. ठीक है, and परसेंटेज टू डेसिमल का क्या तरीका है? I just need to move my decimal 2 units to the left. For example, अगर मेरे पास यहाँ पर 50% है तो फिलहाल decimal 0 के बाद है. I'll move that 2 units to the left, so it would become 0.5. 15% है तो decimal version of it would be 0.15 and 62.5% hai, so I'll be moving the decimal 2 units to the left and it would become 0.625. Okay, so this was basically the story behind this chapter that we have discussed. I hope everyone is clear with the idea. Okay, I'll stop the